The philosophy of absence and attraction, the art of presence in absence. A man who understands his value never needs to chase. He remains centered, moving forward with purpose, letting absence do the work for him. This principle, deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, isn't just about relationships. It's about how we navigate life as individuals who seek self-mastery. In this exploration, we'll uncover the undeniable signals that a woman desperately misses you, but more importantly, we'll apply the wisdom of the Stoics to understand why emotional control is the ultimate power. Because a high-value man doesn't merely react. He chooses his response with wisdom, patience, and control. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." If she misses you, let her come to that realization on her own. If she truly values you, let her prove it. Your role? Keep living, keep growing, and keep being the man who doesn't just exist, he thrives. The Stoic approach to emotional control. Many men fall into the trap of overanalyzing a woman's behavior when they sense that she might still care. They dissect every text, every social media post, every lingering glance, searching for hidden meanings. But a Stoic man understands a fundamental truth. Perception is everything. Seneca reminds us, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." That casual message or social media like, it only carries significance if you allow it to. The reality is that she might be missing you, or she might just be acting out of habit. Your strength lies in your ability to detach emotionally from the situation and observe with clarity. If she truly misses you, she will show persistence. She will seek ways to reconnect, whether subtly or overtly. But the key isn't to react emotionally. It's to recognize the signs, maintain your composure, and understand that longing is most powerful when unfulfilled. A Stoic's greatest tool in the modern world. People fear silence. They fear unanswered texts, the void left behind when someone they care about pulls away. But a man who embraces Stoicism understands that silence is not just an absence of words. It's a statement of self-respect. Imagine two scenarios. A man receives a message from his ex, casually asking about something insignificant. He instantly reacts, responding with enthusiasm, reigniting the connection she's trying to test. A man receives the same message but pauses. He evaluates whether responding aligns with his self-respect and purpose. If he does respond, it is calm, composed, and without emotional attachment. Which man holds more power? The one who reacts or the one who chooses his response? A woman's longing intensifies when faced with silence, not out of manipulation, but because it forces her to reflect on the weight of her own emotions. The space you create becomes a mirror in which she must confront what she truly feels. And if you have remained centered in your growth, that absence becomes a presence more powerful than words. The nature of true value. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is that true value is intrinsic, not externally validated. Many men believe that regaining a woman's interest requires proving their worth to her, demonstrating that they are still desirable. But true desirability comes from not needing validation in the first place. Seneca teaches, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." In the context of relationships, this means that true personal development, mental, physical, emotional, happens when you learn to stand firm in who you are, regardless of external circumstances. If she misses you, she will find her way back. If she doesn't, then your path was never meant to include her in the long run. The key is never to make someone else's wavering emotions dictate your course. The high-value man's response to emotional signals. There are clear signs when a woman desperately misses you. She reaches out indirectly, lingers in places you used to go, reacts to your life from afar. But how do you, as a Stoic, respond? Step 1. Observe. Don't react if you notice she's been subtly trying to regain your attention. Acknowledge it without emotional entanglement. This isn't a game, it's simply human nature at work. By observing instead of reacting, you maintain your power. Step 2. Stay rooted in your own purpose. Women are attracted to men who are in motion, who have a life, a purpose, a mission beyond relationships. If you maintain that trajectory, she will feel the shift in power. She will realize that your presence is a privilege, not a guarantee. Step 3. Let her feel the absence. As Epictetus teaches, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. You cannot force someone to miss you, but you can cultivate a presence so strong, an energy so rare, that its absence leaves a void. The true power of the Stoic man to be a high-value man is not about playing games. It's about living with integrity. It's about understanding that attraction is not built in pursuit, but in presence. When you chase, you diminish your value. When you stand firm, you amplify it. She may miss you, but the real question is, when she comes back, will you still be interested? As we move into the next section, we'll break down real-life scenarios and case studies of how women exhibit signs of longing and how a Stoic man navigates them without losing his sense of self. Real-life scenarios and Stoic responses. Scenario 1. The unexpected text. A test of emotional discipline. You've been silent for weeks, focusing on your own growth, when suddenly you receive a message from her. Perhaps it's something casual. "Hey, I just saw something that reminded me of you." Or, "Hope you're doing well." Many men fall into the trap of assuming this is a gateway to reconciliation, but a Stoic man does not let his emotions dictate his next move. Stoic insight. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." In the context of relationships, this means fearing not loss, but the failure to remain true to yourself. The key here is not to mistake nostalgia for genuine reconnection. A Stoic acknowledges the message, but does not let it derail his emotional equilibrium. How to respond? Option 1. If you feel the connection is worth maintaining, respond briefly, without over-explaining or rushing into old habits. Option 2. If you sense it's merely a test of your availability, remain silent or offer a neutral response. Option 3. If you've moved on completely, no response is the strongest statement you can make. Scenario 2. She lingers in your digital world. You post something on social media, and she watches your stories, likes old pictures, or interacts in subtle ways. This is a common way people keep a door open without actually walking through it. Many men take this as a sign to engage, but a Stoic understands that presence in the digital world is not the same as presence in reality. Stoic insight. Seneca's wisdom applies perfectly here. He who is brave is free. Freedom comes from not being bound by another's actions. The temptation to read into social media interactions is strong, but your response should remain unwavering. If she wants to talk, she knows how to reach out directly. How to respond? Option 1. Acknowledge internally, but take no action. Option 2. Continue posting, not to seek validation, but to document your progress. Option 3. Remove her from your digital world entirely if it disrupts your focus. Scenario 3. She shows up where your coincidences happen, but repeated occurrences of her appearing at your gym, favorite coffee shop, or social circles are rarely accidental. This is one of the clearest signs of lingering attachment. Stoic insight. Epictetus reminds us, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. You cannot control whether someone places themselves in your orbit, but you can control how you respond. How to respond? Option 1. Stay composed. Acknowledge her presence with a polite nod, but do not seek prolonged engagement. Option 2. If she initiates conversation, engage neutrally, without emotional investment. Option 3. If her presence becomes disruptive, establish firm boundaries. Scenario 4. She asks about you through mutual friends. A classic way of gauging interest without direct confrontation is asking mutual friends about you. This is a method of checking if you still care without facing potential rejection. Stoic insight. Aurelius advises, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Instead of dissecting why she's asking about you, simply continue being the man of high value that you are. How to respond? Option 1. If a friend mentions her curiosity, take note but do not react. Option 2. If the opportunity arises, communicate that you are doing well, but do not inquire about her in return. Option 3. If necessary, clarify to your mutual connections that your focus is elsewhere. Scenario 5. She brings up shared memories. You receive a text that says, "Remember that time we went to the beach and watched the sunrise?" Or, "I just heard our song today." Nostalgia is a powerful force, but it does not necessarily indicate a genuine desire for reconnection. Stoic insight. Seneca warns, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Your mind might race towards rekindling old emotions, but you must ground yourself in the present. How to respond? Option 1. Recognize that nostalgia does not equate to meaningful change. Option 2. Acknowledge the message with a neutral response, if necessary. Option 3. Keep moving forward without dwelling on the past. Scenario 6. She displays emotional reactions to your growth. If she hears about your success, sees you with someone new, or notices your personal growth, she might respond in unexpected ways, ranging from passive-aggressive remarks to outright jealousy. Stoic insight. A man's worth is not determined by another's emotional state. Aurelius teaches, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. If she reacts emotionally, it is a reflection of her own internal struggles, not your responsibility to manage. How to respond? Option 1. Do not react. Continue progressing. Option 2. If she confronts you directly, remain calm and composed. Option 3. If negativity escalates, disengage entirely. Scenario 7. She expresses regret or confesses she misses you at some point. If her feelings are strong enough, she may explicitly state that she misses you. This is a pivotal moment where emotional clarity is essential. Stoic insight. Epictetus tells us, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Meaning, do not let emotions override your wisdom. A confession of missing you is not an automatic reason to reconcile. How to respond? Option 1. If you are open to reconciliation, set clear terms. Option 2. If you have moved on, respond with kindness, but maintain your direction. Option 3. If uncertain, take time before responding. The Stoic path forward in every scenario. The Stoic man remains centered, unmoved by temporary emotions, and focused on his own growth. True power lies in choice, not in reacting impulsively, but in responding with wisdom. She may miss you, but the ultimate question is, will you still be interested when she realizes your worth? In the final section, we'll explore the deeper philosophical implications of relationships, attachment, and self-mastery, and how to integrate these lessons into a fulfilling life beyond emotional entanglements. The final philosophy of self-mastery and emotional independence, the ultimate Stoic perspective on love and loss. A Stoic man understands that love, like everything else in life, is fleeting. Relationships, no matter how profound, are subject to change. The true test of character is not in whether someone misses you, but in whether you can continue to cultivate a meaningful, fulfilling life regardless. of external validation. As Marcus Aurelius stated, it is not events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them. This simple truth applies to relationships as well. If a woman's absence causes you distress, it is not her absence itself, but the meaning you attach to it. If she returns, it is not an affirmation of your worth, but simply an outcome beyond your control. The Stoic principles of emotional independence. 1. Your value is not defined by external validation. A woman missing you is not a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of her own emotional state. Many men make the mistake of feeling valued only when they are missed, but true self-worth is independent of others' feelings. Seneca teaches, "He who is brave is free." Emotional freedom comes when you detach your self-esteem from external approval. Whether she misses you or forgets you entirely, your value remains unchanged. 2. The power of letting go without bitterness. Epictetus reminds us, some things are up to us and some things are not. A relationship is always a two-way street. You can control how you show up, how you respond, and how you grow, but you cannot control whether someone truly values you or returns. When a Stoic man experiences loss, he does not wallow in resentment. Instead, he sees it as part of the natural order. The moment you let go without bitterness is the moment you reclaim your power. 3. Strength lies in moving forward. Not looking back. The past is a lesson, not a place to live. If she misses you, let her. If she regrets her choices, let her reflect. But your mission is not to wait in the past. It is to move forward with purpose. Aurelius instructs us, dwell on the beauty of life, watch the stars, and see yourself running with them. This is a reminder to keep looking ahead, to keep striving for greater experiences and growth. Lessons from the greatest Stoics on love and detachment. Seneca. Emotional mastery is the key to true freedom. Seneca wrote extensively on emotions, urging individuals to master them rather than be ruled by them. If you feel an emotional pull towards someone who is not in your life, ask yourself, is this feeling serving me, or am I serving it? Application. Recognize emotions as temporary waves. Do not let them dictate your course. If someone truly values you, they will make that clear without games or hesitation. If she returns, assess whether it aligns with your values rather than emotional craving. Epictetus. The dichotomy of control in relationships. Epictetus' philosophy centers on what is within our control versus what is not. A woman's longing for you is not in your control. Your reaction to it is. Application. Focus on your own path, not on external opinions or desires. If she reaches out, decide if engaging aligns with your purpose. Never sacrifice your inner peace for temporary external gratification. How to apply these lessons in modern life. 1. Build a life so rich you are not defined by relationships. A man with purpose, passion, and discipline will always attract attention. Not because he seeks it, but because his presence is magnetic. Instead of waiting for someone to validate you, create a life so compelling that whether she returns or not becomes irrelevant. Practical steps. Develop skills that enhance your career, creativity, or self-improvement. Build meaningful friendships and networks outside of romantic relationships. Engage in physical and mental challenges to expand your resilience. 2. Set boundaries and maintain high standards. If she reappears, evaluate the situation with clarity, not emotion. Does she bring value to your life, or is she seeking comfort for herself? A Stoic man does not lower his standards for temporary gratification. Key questions to ask. Has she truly changed, or is this nostalgia? Does reconnecting align with your long-term well-being? Are you reacting out of loneliness or genuine compatibility? 3. Understand that true power is in choice. Many men believe that a woman's return is an achievement, But true achievement is in having the power to choose whether or not to engage. If she regrets losing you, let that be her realization to bear. You are no longer waiting, you are choosing. What it means to be a Stoic man understands that attraction is built in space, in self-respect, and in unshakable purpose. The most powerful position is not one of longing but of contentment in solitude. If she truly values you, she will find her way to you in a way that is real, clear, and undeniable. And if she does not, your path remains unchanged. The question is no longer, does she miss me? But rather, do I still care? And if you have embraced the Stoic way, the answer is simple. Your life is already full, with or without her. Your power lies not in being wanted, but in being complete within yourself. If you found value in this discussion, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on Stoic philosophy and self-mastery. Join the conversation in the comments. Have you experienced moments where Stoic principles helped you navigate relationships? Let us know. And remember, true power is in self-control and the ability to forge your own path. Stay disciplined, stay resilient, and keep growing. See you in the next one.